So there is one Packers undrafted free agent that I honestly think has a chance to make this roster. Just when you look at his college production, the unfortunate situation that happened his senior year where he wasn't able to play with an injury, which led to him not being drafted, and he becomes an undrafted free agent for this Packers team. And this is safety Trey Sterling out of Oklahoma State University. So Trey Sterling was having a very productive first few seasons in college, 2019 and both 2020. And unfortunately for him, in 2021, he suffers a wrist injury early in the season, isn't able to play the rest of the season, and unfortunately for him, doesn't get drafted whatsoever. But before his injury, the 2 seasons before that, he was playing at a very high level. So I have an excerpt here from an article from PFF by Doug Kide that I want to read that just sort of shows how productive he was when he was playing at safety position for Oklahoma State in 2019 and 2020. Sterling ranked 7th among qualified FBS safeties with an 82.1 overall PFF grade and an 85.3 coverage grade. It was a continuation of an impressive sophomore campaign in Sterling's first year as a starter, when he ranked 4th among qualified Big 12 safeties with a 78.1 overall PFF grade and 6th with an 83.7 coverage grade. His 90.2 coverage grade across his 2019 and 2020 seasons was tied for the 7th highest among FBS safeties with at least 300 snaps and 25 targets in that span. He led all qualified FBS safeties in defensive stops 66 between 2019 and 2020 while playing all over the field in the Cowboys defense. So in his 2 seasons in 2019 and 2020, he was playing as one of the top 10 coverage safeties in all of college football. And so unfortunately for him, because he did suffer that injury, he wasn't able to continue on that track that he was going on. And if he had stayed healthy, there's a good chance he could have come in and gotten drafted. But because of that, he, with the risk of injury, people not exactly knowing what to do with that, he goes undrafted. And luckily the Packers were able to pick him up. So if he can continue on that, the way he was playing in 2019 and 2020, I think he has a shot to become a solid backup here outside of Adrian Amos and Darnell Savage. Because outside of Savage and Amos this season, there's honestly not someone who has, I think, a sure lock to be the 3rd or 4th safety. We have Sean Davis, who was originally a 5th-round draft pick by the Colts in 2021, joined the Packers practice squad last year. There's some uncertainty there. He doesn't have too much experience. Vernon Scott, Packers 2020 7th-round draft pick, only played in 3 games in 2021. Ennis Gaines, 2021 undrafted free agent, who spent time on the Packers practice squad. And then finally, Tariq Carpenter, who was drafted by the Packers in the 7th round at 6'3", 230 pounds. So with the uncertainty outside of those top 2 players, and when we look at Trey Sterling and how productive he was in college, if he can get back to playing at that level, I think he has a shot here to make this Packers roster and maybe in the future become one, Packers safety. You never know with undrafted free agents. Some come in, most come in and don't do too much. But we have had instances, all over the league, but especially in the Packers, Alan Lazard, Chris Barnes, lots of other guys as well. So maybe Trey Sterling could be that guy. Another thing to look at for him, he's a very versatile safety during his time in college. 555 snaps in the box, 331 at free safety, and 386 in the slot. And then also, too, he did play 327 special team snaps. And with him being, if he does make the roster, he'll probably be, one of those fringe roster players. And lots of times, those guys have to come in and be productive on special teams if they want to make the roster. So considering he already has some experience there as well, that's positive news for him. So if he can show Rich Bisaccia, new special teams coordinator here from the Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders now, then I think that does give him a much better shot at making this roster. So we will see. We will see if Trey Sterling has the ability to come in here and become one of the backup safeties on the Packers. I think he could have a chance if he can continue, his productive play that he was playing in college. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys have yet to subscribe and you want to see more Packers content, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.